and pick out tile size. And you know tile size is 40. So instead of writing 40, you can say tile size, which is 40. So we just made it 40 from 12. So when we click the flag, we want this sprite to go to 0, 0, which makes x 0 and y 0. So we're just going to go to our motion. I've already set it to 0, so it's going to be appear here. So go to x 0, y 0, which is in the middle, and we want it to point in direction. But we have to make it to point in direction. It can't go to random position. So point in direction 90 times. We're going to point in direction 90. So we're going to go to our operators again and bring out the multiplication as we did in the set size 2. So this will be 90. There we go. And we're going to pick random because we want it to be, when we click when flag click, want it to point in 90 direction, like maybe to face 90, 180 and things like that. So we're going to want to point in that direction 90 times. It's going to pick random 1 to 2. So let's test it out. Zoom it in for you guys to see. Let's test it out. So okay, it became bigger. Yes, that's what we need. So if I click the go, it continues changing to 90. All the ones the 90. It's just doing like this on my own. Later it's actually here. It's going 90 directions, but it's going to pick random. So anything it will pick its own. So that's what we have here. So now we're going to do something that is very enjoyable, which is we're going to make a block. So we're going to make a custom block. So we go to my blocks, and it's over here on top of this place, on top of your pen, and click on make a block. So the block name is going to be named drum maze. So drum maze. Okay, that's all we need. So it's going to appear as defined drum maze. Let's bring it here, and yes, we bring it to this other side. Be careful when you're bringing your sprite side, you don't go and play here, or else you just vanish. Your blocks. So define draw maze. So let's put this draw maze under all this code first. So now let's code. So what we are going to do is we will put switch to costume corridor. So we made a costume named corridor. So I want to switch to costume corridor. It's already there. So switch to costume corridor, and we go to our pen and pick stamp. We want it to draw something. So stamp, and afterwards you're going to move 10 steps on that. So we want it to move certain steps, and that the tile size is 40. So we're going to move the tile size steps. So you just go to our variables and bring out the tile size. There we go. Whatever is under it, what was there won't matter at all. Just put it in there. Move tile size steps. And then we go to our motion and pick a turn right. We're going to put this one, turn right 15 degrees, and we are going to go to our operators and do another mass. So 90. So what we just need is just to duplicate this. We just need this same thing over here. Okay, can you see what happened? Okay, there we go. So we're going to change this from pick random. I'm sorry for the background noise. So we're going to pick random -1 to 1. So there we go. So 90 times pick random -1 to 1. So what we are going to do is to put a draw maze on there. We go to my blocks and put in a draw maze. So now let's run this script. Can you see that? It's just moving anywhere it sees space. It's even drawing on top this way. You can see the lines, but we don't want that. We need something else. So what we are going to do now is we need to, it's just drawing the maze anyhow it wants to. So we need to change it and put some bounds in the drawing of maze and control its drawing. So we go to our controls and we pick an if then over here into the draw maze. So we don't want it to touch the bounds. We don't want it to touch itself too. So we're going to say go to our sensing too. So touching over here, touching bounds. So let's try that out. Okay, sorry, it is not touching. If you're meant to put first, you're going to put not. So not, so it's not meant to be touching. So which means when it gets to it touches it, it will not draw the maze unless it doesn't touch the bounds. So that's why here we're going to put not touching bounds. So let's try that out. So can you see this is the bound? This is the bound right here. That is the bound. So as you can see it, look at this. When it touches the bounds, it won't draw. So not touching bounds, then you will not draw. Which means when it's not touching the bounds, it will not draw. So exactly. So let's correct this. So it won't draw if it's touching the bounds. And we also don't want it to touch the maze, so that they will not collide with each other, because maybe it gets to a point where it doesn't see anywhere to go. So what we're going to put now, not touching bounds, or so we're going to extend this touching with an or. So we pick an or from here and put the touching bounds into it and bring it up here. So we don't also want it to I mistakenly removed the not. So we also want the not to be there. So there we go. So not this. So what we want to do now, we also don't want it to collide with itself, because it should not cross over itself. So exactly what we're going to do. So we don't also want to touch its color. So we're going to say touching color. So we're going to pick a color. I'm going to teach you how to pick a color for those that are new and don't know how to touch a color. So I'm going to click this color here and look at this. We cannot really we know the exact way. We know I showed you the color that you're meant to put. You can just go to costumes and check. But let me tell you and show you an easier, better way to do it. You're going to click on this place here and everywhere becomes black. So when you come here, you will see all these. So whatever this circle over here, this circle color is. For example, I bring it here, it becomes black. If I make that square thing touch red, the circle becomes red. So whatever that, so put it anywhere, whatever that can you see? Whatever that circle, whatever that square touches will be the color. So you click on it. That is what we want. So there we go. But I can see something. This is 55. But if I go to my costumes, I go to my fill. It is 56 that's here. The saturation, the color is 17 and the saturation is 56. It's because I found that something was wrong with that. So this touching color, I'll make the color, I want to make it exactly the same thing. 17 and 56. There we go. That is what the color we want. It's just almost the same thing. So let's try that out. So it is still touching itself. So it's not meant to be acting like that. So I think it's because I changed it to 17 and 56. I think it's meant to be that color, the color picker. So there we go. So 16 and that. So that is the color. So you will now see it will stop immediately after click. So I knew that's the way it's meant to be. So it's going to be stopping immediately, but we don't want that. And I'm going to show you the reason. You can see this. You can see presently that this is touching already. If I remove this, you can see that these colors are already touching because this is not the full of this. This is not the full. It started from here. You can see this color is already touching this color. That is why it is behaving like that. So we have to create a special sensing block. So we need a special one to be able to take care of that. So we're going to go to our control blocks and bring out a repeat block and put it right here and make it 4. There we go. So what you want to do now is to go to your motion of the sprite and pick this. Turn this degrees. So what we're going to put it under this line block. So under the if blocks, immediately under the if block. So this is what we are going to do. We're going to bring it on this place, and so what we want, you can access to repeat 4 times. So if this thing is working this way, we want it to turn 90 degrees so that it will not stop immediately. So let's test this out and you will see. It is misbehaving. We're going to correct that. So to correct this, what we're going to do is to go to our costumes of this maze. What we're going to do is going to duplicate this. And we can name it detector, because it's going to be detector sprite. Good. So there we go. The name is detector. So what we want to do presently is just to delete this. Backspace. We want to delete this out. We don't need it now. So we're going to make it 2 grid squares long. So we just make it 2 grid squares. You understand the meaning of 2 grid squares? This is what 2 grid squares means. So we do not need an outline, so we're just going to go to outline and make it new color. Okay, we just come here and when we do that, I want to make the color. So yes, that what we need. So I want to remove that away. So what we want to do presently, if we want to, so we're going to color this block red. I'm going to color it, the detector red. So the color, the 100. So this is the color of the detector we want. So we're just going to go to our fields and color this. So that is how the detector is going to look like. So you have named the consume detector. So now you can go back to the code and you can switch to the detector costume before we perform the touching sensing. Go back to the code. So which means we're going to go to our loops and say switch to costume detectors over there already. You put it on top displays and then let's test the code. Can you see that it's not working? Okay. Now can you see that? Let me try that to run that again. Okay. Can you see the problem here? Can you see what this means? When it is colliding, when it is, can you see it's colliding with itself? That was happening here. It's colliding. Like, what happened is this. Yes, the detector is doing the right thing. Yeah, it's good. But when the sprite gets to a certain place, the sprite doesn't know where to go. So it just goes like, I've gotten to a place. I must not touch myself, but I don't know where to go. Can you see that? But because it doesn't know where to go, what we need to do is not to code it. That when it gets to a place where there is that has no place to go, that it should program itself to go back from where it's coming from, go to another place, and when it sees space, it should move on. So that's what we want to code. Okay, so this is the end of part 2. This is the end of part 2. We're going to continue the remaining in part 3. So thank you. God bless you. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel.